like this. When one sister showed up looking younger and fresher, you better bet the other sister noticed. And she wanted her fair share, too. You can look younger in a matter of minutes, and here to show us how and where fillers and Botox can make the biggest impact, please welcome Dr. Richard Laconi with the Institute of Anti-Aging and the two sisters, Norma and Irene. Norma and Irene, I think this could be the name of a sitcom.
It's actually Irene or Norma because she's older than me.
Oh! Okay, which one was the first one to show up and get a little something, something done?
Her.
Yes.
And so what would happen is she'd show up and I'm like, damn, she looks so good. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can say it. But and then she'd do this to me, right? And it started quite a few years ago. She'd look at me and she'd go like, you know, you're so pretty, but if you just did a little something here, you know, you're wrinkling here and maybe. And so actually, I'm lucky enough that, okay, my husband won't like this. He pays for some of it, and then I get things for, I get things for my birthday. I get things for Christmas.
Well, that's a great way to do it.
Fabulous.
Yes, it keeps looking, you know.
It lasts 1 year, 2 years. Must have been really fun.
We have those little gift cards that are really popular around Christmas.
Yeah. And that way you just kind of go, I'm not going to tell you what to get done. You just go get what you want done. All right. Fillers and Botox. Been out for quite some time, but we're now looking at different places to use them. Botox had always been used in different places, not only just for the face.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, you know, Botox, of course, is something close to a panacea. I mean, it started off cosmetic, but it did have an ophthalmologic use for a long time. And now it's, you know, ENT doctors are using it for linguospasm. Doctors are using it down in the bladder to prevent spasms there.
Wow.
Spinal surgeons use it to prevent spasms. So it's used widely and in, you know, all over.
Yeah, and it's safe. I think your mic might not be on here. Let me see. There we go. And it is. No, it says that it's on, guys. So give me a handheld mic. Here we go. Right. But I think we heard you through my mic over here.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, fillers, again, something that we oftentimes looked at is just for the face, but there's other places we can use those to
bring back some use.
The
dermal fillers are definitely expanding their use. But we're focusing here on getting the roundness back in the cheek and revolumizing, replacing the lost volume. Juvederm is now approved for use in the lips. So, you know, it's an increasing armamentarium of uses. We also now have things that we can use to kind of defat and get rid of some of the excess fat and tighten under the chin.
Yeah.
So it's evolving. Things that we can do without surgery, without a knife.
Now, okay, ladies, you got stuff done on your face, and then you're like, okay, where else can I get something done? And you look down at your hands. A lot of times we kind of overlook that, but the hands can kind of show signs of age as well, Dr. Laconi. And so this is one place that you're looking at putting fillers as well?
Right. I'll come around. For the same reason that we lose volume in our face and it starts to look a little bit, you know, shrunken. And like I said, it goes from the grape to the raisin, you know, you lose your volume. We try to put the volume back in. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is, as we get older,
toward the camera, you can see how it's a little, it's like crepier there, right? Okay, so that volume that you were talking about, okay?
Right. So we're going to fill that in. This is a very simple technique. We use this little special device called a cannula, which basically is round on the end. It's not sharp.
Yeah.
And
he said it's not sharp. Stop it.
Not sharp. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
So it will go right in, and then we can dispense the material, and it just plumps the skin.
Right
and,
away,
right away. This is basically, you can kind of see it happen. And
sorry, one moment, please.
Yeah, and then Irene goes, she goes, oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Now, have you already had this done?
I had it done 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. So on the other hand,
yeah, look at it.
Yeah, that hand's all nice and plump. Yes, correct.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He's like, oh, it's my three-way.
That's right. So she's getting this done.
No, my nails actually look good.
Yeah, your nails look good.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't done my. As a matter of fact, when she did her hands, right, I told her, hands. It's not going to do anything. And then they did one hand, and she held it up. I'm like, oh my God. Like from now on, when you meet people, you're gonna, instead of saying like, oh hi, shake, you have to go, charmed. You know, so people can like see it, or like she's gonna be like, oh, so people can see it.
You had to go
I
get a
love
manicure.
it.
It was bad.
You had to go, you had to get your manicure. You had to start wearing better jewelry.
Can't imagine how great it is.
See, I think that's my
just to
next thing
demonstrate,
after
the
this.
idea is we basically just take that little cannula and we put the material, the filler, right in here, and it plumps the tissue up so that it becomes smooth. And if you could see, you know, the befores, you'd see that, you know, right here, just like we said, the skin was kind of, you know, crepey and bunched up.
But
So
on the
it just,
other hand, there you see that it's nice and nice
so
and
it's
smooth.
again, I use the analogy of a grape to the raisin. We lose volume, which is basically hydration content in our skin, and it shrinks up. And then this is all about rehydrating it so it's plump and taut and smooth.
Yeah, and no side effects. That's the other thing. People always ask, well, is it
This
safe?
material's
And it's
been
just
around.
Your
This
hands
is
are amazing to me. Mine aren't anymore.
Yeah.
So
That's
right.
It's true.
And I always like to
Kim, now where are
emphasize
you?
that this filler is a natural component of your skin. So this is a component of your skin
That we lose
all
over
have.
time,
We
yeah.
lose over time. Your body reabsorbs it. You don't make it at the same rate. So that's when our skin starts to shrink a bit.
All right, now let's move on down here. And of course, Botox, of course,
Right.
which is the thing that also we age when we show signs of wrinkles.
Right.
But we can have, so I think it's so important. A lot of people will do Botox, but do you do it naturally? And that's what you guys are conservative about.
Exactly, yeah. You know, obviously, if you have the frozen look, like you can't express yourself, then that's not anything anyone really wants. The idea also is to start Botox a little bit earlier than we might think, because it's a preventive program. You know, these lines, or we call them lines of facial expression, are basically repetitive injury creases. By creasing your skin over and over again in the process of, you know, forming your expressions, we form these lines, and
Yeah.
everyone's a little bit different.
Yeah, and so what it does is it makes it like in this picture right here, where that person can't frown like that. But even when
Right.
you're much younger, I see it in my son. I can see where his lines are going to be. But over time, those lines are going to be just sitting there without even making an expression. And so there you go. This guy can still look like he's a little intimidated or mad, but he doesn't look as bad as on the other side right there. So he still has some motion, but it's not as aggressive as it was
and you
before.
can see, we've already done Botox up here in the frown lines. So her forehead is relatively smooth. So we've saved this area. Now smile real big for me. See these little creases right here, smile lines. In the old days they call them crow's feet, but that's a smile line. We don't do that anymore. But I can do a really quick demonstration because we've prepped the area, and I'll put this down for a moment.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to make my mad face and happy face.
But basically, as you can see, what we're going to do is relax this little muscle right here that then will allow you to smile still, but you won't do this as much. You won't crease the skin.
Yeah.
You'll still have emotion. You'll still have... So this is really simple, little tiny, tiny injections.
And how long does the Botox generally
It's
last?
going to last for about a season or 3 months, 4 months.
And then
I tell people, you know, it's a seasonal type of process.
Yeah. And how
But it's
long
so
before you
simple.
start to notice that you
This
see the
takes
difference?
effect in about 7 days.
Okay.
Right.
And
And
then-
then it'll last for, like, say, about 3 months. And just think of it as a seasonal kind of...
Yeah. And you were joking about, I thought you could make me do a happy face, a sad face. I actually have a couple of friends who are teachers, elementary school teachers. And so kids would look at them and go, are you mad at me? It's like, no, I'm not mad at you. Why do you think I'm mad at you? It's because of the expression they had, but they got Botox. And now the kids are like, I love my teacher, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
But
right.
anyway, yeah, it makes a big
We
difference.
have a lot of teachers come in May because they've been waiting all spring to come in and get their Botox.
All right, I always joke about the fact that whenever you're at a party, you get stuck over in the corner by the punch bowl because people want to ask you a million questions. Well, we can do
That
that.
never
Yeah,
happens.
we can do that at a special event that you all are having, and so that way people can come and
No,
and
we
ask
do that
questions.
regularly. Frequently, somewhere in the evening, we'll have evening hours and refreshments and things, and people can come and they can witness demonstrations, hear explanations of all the various things we do, and that includes, things like laser treatments.
Yeah.
And,
So July 27th, 2 to 6 p.m. You can call to RSVP to learn about all the latest products and procedures that you have out there. And Dr. Lacconi has a special offer for Great Day Houston viewers. Make an appointment during the month of July and mention Great Day Houston. You can get Botox injections for just $10 per unit and receive $100 off Juvederm filler injections. To schedule your appointment or for more information, call 713-807-1000, 713-807-1000, or you can visit them online at antiageinstitute.com. And now my son has to ask me if I'm upset with him because he can't see it on my face. So I just tell him, you just listen to mommy's voice tone, and that will tell you.